Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm bringing you a 250-0 hardpoint victory with the EM1 Poner, my purple laser beam of choice. On my team are J-Hub and Cross. You probably see them a lot on this channel, but I'm going to have some interesting gameplay, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I think about Advanced Warfare's ranked play, good, bad, and ugly, and there's quite a lot of the bad and ugly here. I would like to give a quick shout out to J-Hub, who helps me with just about everything on this channel. He's in a lot of videos. I'd say about 80 to 90% of the content I make has been touched by J-Hub in some way, so I'd like to give him a shout out, give him credit for that. You can go check out his channel down there in the description. But the gameplay here was really kind of fun. We were on like a 10 or 15 game win streak. We were just kind of stomping people, so I wasn't really worried about losing, and I wanted to get a little laser practice in, so I decided to use the EM1 here, mostly just for fun and a little bit because I can use it. And about halfway through this hardpoint game, we realized the enemy had yet to score a single point, so we put our try-hard panties on, we got our rotations going, and we tried really hard to lock them out and keep them from scoring. It was very kind of hard to do, actually, to keep them from getting a single point, but it was doable and it was done. Now let's talk about ranked play in Advanced Warfare, or at least the ranked playlist. The one thing I would like to say is I would like to encourage you to try it, because 4v4 in this game is a lot better than 6v6. I've played all the other modes 6v6, and I'm just gonna tell you the ranked playlist, all the game types play better, and I feel that the game was really more designed for 4v4 than it was for 6v6, but that's just my personal opinion. I normally talk about the good things first, but today we're going to start with the bad things about ranked play, because these are kind of important. The number one bad thing is that join in progress is allowed. You can randomly join games in progress in ranked play. This means that people can invite their friends halfway through the game, and most importantly, it means that in ranked play you can hit matchmaking and be put into a game that you're losing, that is completely lost and unwinnable by any degree. Time can be running out. I've actually joined a few just as the losing screen loaded up, and I get negative ranked points for that. Like, you can level down just on that kind of bad luck by joining in progress. I have no idea why this was allowed for ranked play. I thought it was going to be more like, Black Ops 2 League play, but it's not, and that really kind of screws up this whole thing. Not only does it screw it up on your front, like when you join a game that's losing and you get your negative points, but also sometimes you're winning, you beat the enemy team, and they all quit out, and then like a team of MLG pros will join, and you get stomped, and it's just really not fair that way. And there's also no quitting penalty currently. Like, I know I've complained a lot about the quitting penalty on my channel. I've more or less quit doing that in regards to public matches, but in the ranked playlist, like Black Ops 2 League play, I feel that there should be some kind of penalty for quitting out of the game early, and that people can't just, it's actually, there's no disadvantage. Like, I think you get a loss, but I don't think you get a probation or whatever, so you can just kind of lobby shop and farm for dummies if you want to level up, which isn't very good. Speaking of which, you can actually lobby shop here because you don't get a new lobby after each match. Again, comparing back to Black Ops 2 League play, I just might start doing League of Legends comparison. When the match ends, you can play the same team over and over and over again, and if they don't quit, you can beat them over and over and over again. Or if you lose, that means you might be getting beaten over and over again. I mean, of course, you can back out and go back into matchmaking and try and get a new lobby, but it doesn't have to give you a new lobby. Again, like Black Ops 2 League play, you get a new lobby every single time, new team, new enemies. Same with League of Legends. This one doesn't really do that. And a more minor complaint of mine, I'm big into gun stats, but not personal performance stats. As of right now, I'm pretty sure there's a bug with Search and Destroy on Xbox One, where every time you lose a round, it counts as a lost game on your combat record, which is no bueno at all. Kinda messes that up. Lastly, on my complaint list is that there is no distinction between a group of 4 and solo players. In other ranked team-based games, you typically have to make a clan, a group, a team, or something like that if you want to roll as a group of 4. And if you roll as a solo player, you actually have a different rank being solo versus your team rank. You have that in Black Ops, and you have that in League of Legends, which are my number 1 and number 2 kind of try-hard games. But it doesn't have that here. Like, your rank, it doesn't matter if you go in as a group of 4 people or if you go in and play solo. You have the exact same rank, and your losses solo count the same as your losses as a team, which obviously makes it much more important to go in as a group of 4. And I don't think that's really fun. Like, it would be kind of cool to go in solo and try and solo carry and having a solo rank versus like a team or a group rank, and we definitely need to get that distinction in some future patches. There's some neutral things I'd like to talk about, things that aren't inherently good or bad about this. There's no class restrictions as of right now. You can use every gun, every piece of equipment, everything. Nothing is blocked off from League play, unlike Black Ops 2 wasn't quite like that. That's a good thing, and it's also kind of that way because there's no like official competitive rule set for this game yet. MLG hasn't done their thing, so there's no reason to have restrictions right off the bat. Another neutral thing is that there's no separate classes from regular play, which is kind of good and bad. You don't have to remake or remanage any, but at the same time, if you wanted to have a special set of ranked classes away from your regular ones, you don't get that. And same with unlocks. Like, you don't get all unlocks here as compared to Black Ops 2, which is kind of a mixed bag. It's nice that you can play this and level up and earn weapons and unlocks by doing this mode, but at the same time it puts you at a disadvantage if you go in without all of your unlocks. Like if your class, if you don't have the unlocks to play competitively, you have to earn them here, which kind of gives you a disadvantage. Not necessarily my thing. All maps and modes are allowed, except I don't think they do team deathmatch. It's all like objective modes, and some of these of course aren't going to carry on forever, but it's the preseason and it just started, so we don't really know. At this point we've already won our 250-0 victory. I'm going to swap over to some super crazy fast momentum games that we won, like less than 2-minute games, which you can definitely do here. That's one of the problems with the maps and modes, is that you can like win momentum games in less than a minute. There was actually like a 59-second one that we had. I didn't record it for whatever reason because I was being stupid that day, but you can get a win in less than a minute, and that's crazy. I don't really think that should be allowed. Momentum is very fun. I love momentum. Not sure if it's the best for competitive play because of things like that. And now finally, let's move on to the good things about competitive play. As I mentioned before, I think 4v4 is way better than 6v6. Just the way the game flows, the spawns, everything, I like it much better. I'll be doing a bit more 6v6 for in-depth videos. It has a League of Legends style ranking system, which is something that I begged for, and I think that's a good thing. You get points moving up toward the next progression, 0 to 100. I think you get like 15 to 25 a game. Once you hit 100 points, you get put into a series for promotion, and if you win 2 of your next 3 games, you get promoted to the next level. This is exactly like League of Legends. It works great. It does great with the skill-based matchmaking, which this is just starting, so the skill levels are all over the place. I imagine it'll settle out better later on. Very, very effective in that regard. And you're also going to get rewards later on based on your level. Like if you hit Diamond, Platinum, Masters, Grandmasters, Elite, whatever it is that they're going to call it, you get certain camo unlocks, like certain like pieces of equipment or loot and like things that you can wear for your character skin that you have to earn by hitting that level. And I think that's a really cool thing. It encourages people to play and play hard and work on it. It's nice that we have this right off the bat. And very few Call of Duty games have had a ranked playlist right off the bat, much less a functional one. And while there are problems and complaints with it, I'm really glad that right off the bat I can just go do this, because this is what's suiting me more than anything else right now. And it's nice to just kind of have this and not have to get on, you know, trolley game battles, DDoS forums, and argue with people there about any of that sort of stuff. I also think this is a great way to separate serious versus fun games, because Call of Duty is a general public game. Like, it is a very, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Casual game. Casuals play it. Tryhards play it. People, pub stars, professionals, all sorts of trolls play this game. There's like a dozen different ways to play Call of Duty, and the ranked playlist is a good one. Like, if you really want to win, if you want to play against absolute, like, you know, amazing players and want to try and PTFO and work the objectives, and if you think you're really good and you want to prove yourself, this is where you go, versus the regular public matches where you team up with all your friends and smash every lobby. I've done that. I've done that aplenty in every single Call of Duty game, and not only was it not super satisfying to win every single time against randoms, but it was really brutal on the randoms too, which is kind of like how Clan Wars screwed up Call of Duty Ghost, because the Clan Wars, you could go in as a group of 6 and it was active in regular matchmaking, and there was no disincentive for like losing or anything, but it basically just turned into a crazy huge hub stomping fest, and it was a huge mess. But by making the ranked playlist, we now have a place to go. Like, if you want to have clan battles, you go here. If you want to, you know, just smash people, this is where you should go. If you're like a really hardcore guy, go here, and let everybody else that's just playing for fun, let them play for fun, let them have a nice time, let them do their own thing, and you don't have to worry about all their, you know, newbie silliness or whatever. And I think that's a good positive step for Call of Duty, so I can just go do whatever I want when I want to. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on it. Again, the ranked playlist isn't perfect. It's got a couple of huge flaws, but shows a lot of promise. And I'm hoping that in Season 1 or 2, after we get an update or 2, that this is going to be a really, really solid thing. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.